It's showtime!
So after these two guys start harassing Shio, Sato shows up and it's game over, because the last thing you want to do is mess with the person that a yandere is obsessed with. So Sato's like, I could use some playmates. You boys interested? And the guy on the right is like, nah, this girl is sus. But the left guy agrees. So dude tries rizzing her up into coming back to his place and even offers some cash, only for Sato to tase him. So his homie tries attacking her, so she throws the taser away, and he's like, you idiot, you can't beat me unarmed. So she lunges at him with her bag, which has a shit ton of various tools in it, and he easily gets knocked down. So both guys are shooting bricks at this point, and I mean, I can't blame them. You got a crazy yandere holding a knife and a taser. So Sato's like, everyone should head home now. But before that, I want a souvenir. And she stabs dude in the eye and then leaves. So yeah, this is exactly why you do not mess with yanderes. So Kurumi bumps into these three guys and she's like, you three are looking hella fine. I could just eat you all up. And the three guys are like, you're looking hella fine yourself. So can we clap your cheeks? And Kurumi's like, of course, but we should do it somewhere else.
A few moments later.
Chill! Someone help! Oh, wait!
So she basically gobbled down on all of their meat. So after Kurumu realized that Mocha has more Riz than her, she decides to kill her and Skune. So Skune's like, nah, I haven't even gotten past the friend zone yet. And he unleashes inner Mocha, and she immediately starts talking shit.
Why don't you come down here and find out? What's wrong? You afraid you'll lose? Little Miss Succubus.
And Kurumu's like, I can't lose. I'm on an important mission to find the destined one who will clap my cheeks. So Mocha's like, nah, that's the reason why you're doing this? I gotta teach you a lesson. So she grabs her by the tail and kicks the shit out of her.
Come here, boy!
Immediately after that, Kurumu changes her tune.
I'm sorry, you'll stop it.
One kick from Mocha is all it took to make her rethink her life choices. So Mocha's like, nah, I'm gonna have to tear off your tail and wings, just to make sure that you're actually sorry. So Skune's like, let her go, and I'll give you as much of my body fluids as you want tonight. And Mocha's like, alright, but only because I can't wait to suck out all that sweet blood of yours. And the next day Kurumu becomes a part of Skune's harem. So yeah, Mocha beat her ass so badly that she turned Kurumu into a harem member. Now technically this is an anime, but I figured it was still worth mentioning. So after Hawkeye gets taken to Hydra Island, he faces off against Black Widow, who at this point is considered a traitor. So he fights her, and things are looking even at the start. But once he loses his arrows, bro gets bodied. Cause Widow turns into Daniel LaRusso. And then she starts talking shit.
You could never take me hand to hand, Clint.
So Hawkeye tries again, only to get his other arm paralyzed. And just look at this. What is he even doing?
What is that?
Was he planning on biting her or something? So Widow's like, nah, I've seen enough. And she kicks this man to the ground, and the fight's over. So Tatsumi is trying to hustle, so he joins a tournament. And his opponent is this goofy-ass Minotaur guy who loves gassing himself up. But Tatsumi is not fazed at all. Bro is giving this man the death stare, talking about,
but I'm a lot different now. Compared to those three beasts I fought before, this guy is nothing.
Dude is saying that he's built different. And to be fair, he wasn't wrong. Cause goofy-ass Minotaur guy gets violated.
What are you aiming at? What are you aiming at? Don't stop. My toes!
Tatsumi knocked his ass out in less than a minute without even using Incursio. So Tatsumi starts smiling at the crowd on some I am him type shit. And Azeth is like, alright, he's the one I'm gonna peg.
Commander?
And Azeth is like, alright, that's my future husband. So Azeth does what any normal girl would do in that situation. She puts a collar around his neck and is like, you're mine now. And just drags him away, like he's fodder or something.
Come here, boy!
So Tatsumi tries resisting, but gets swiftly knocked out. And just like that, bro got captured by Esdeath, which is crazy cause Tatsumi is no slouch. But to Esdeath, he was light work. Nah, Esdeath reminded him who the show really is all about. This is the real reason why he didn't clap her cheeks. Now all I gotta say for Marcy is that she knows how to box and that she's the best girl in Dota. So after they get betrayed, it's looking bad as Marcy is getting sold to this guy who looks like he's the twin older brother of LeFou. So as the deal is made, Miranda's like, nah, you guys are gonna get folded cause you forgot to disarm me. Look at dude's face. Bro was like, nah, I got a bad feeling about this. And you know, I'm thinking like, damn, maybe she has some secret weapon hidden somewhere. But nah, Marcy herself is the weapon. She grabs this man's fingers, breaks that shit, punches him in the face, and then kicks him. And bro gets knocked out. And this other guy attacks her, so Marcy elbows him, and then punches him in the face, and he gets knocked out as well. Another dude comes in with a knife and gets his face punched, but he does not get knocked out. So Marcy's like, alright, let's change things up. So LeFou's twin older brother tries attacking her, only for Marcy to just throw his goofy ass into a box. So yeah, they all got violated by Marcy. Now not gonna lie, Marcy was beating the brakes off of this man, on some Gojo type shit.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
Marcy did not care about respecting her elders. Bro got outboxed. Kashura got his ass beat so badly he was like, nah, I gotta send her to the Shadow Realm immediately. I am not trying to get outboxed again. Now Char is all about disrespect. She walks in and is like, Scott, you better make a good joke, cause if it's boring, you're getting bitch slapped. But before he can even finish the joke, he gets bitch slapped anyways. She's like, nah, your whole existence is boring, so you deserve to get slapped.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So Inuzuka's like, try ordering me around and see what happens. But Char is like, nah, you will definitely listen. Then Inuzuka charges at her and is about to punch the shit out of her. But just before he reaches her, she's like, you're dating Persia, right?
Huh?
And just look at that smirk. Girl is looking at him like, what's wrong? Try something. Oh wait, you can't, cause I know your secret. So Inuzuka's like, nah, stop bluffing. But Char's like, still think I'm bluffing? And she pulls out a picture of Inuzuka and Persia. And Inuzuka's like, shit, she definitely knows. It's all over. So Char is like, I won't tell anyone, but in return, you have to become my lapdog. And from that point on, everything goes downhill for Inuzuka. First she has this man rubbing her shoulders, then she's like, I don't care where your bum ass is. When I blow this whistle, you run to me like you're Usain Bolt.
Nope.
So she's like, alright, guess I'll show everyone that picture. And Inuzuka gets on all fours and starts begging. So Char responds by stepping on his head and is like, alright, fine. But from now on, you have no choice but to obey me. And Char does not hold back, cause like 5 minutes later, as Inuzuka is talking to Persia, she blows the whistle and he is forced to leave. And Inuzuka gets absolutely humiliated. Char sits on him and is like, nah, you came here way slower than I thought. Now hurry up and take me to my dorm, lapdog. The crazy part is that this is the same Inuzuka who was able to pick up an entire statue and casually swing it around. Like bro, even Mikey can't do that shit. Char would get obliterated if she wasn't blackmailing him. But anyways, the humiliation continues as Char is like, hey, you can have this bone if you behave like a good lapdog. But once that fails, she uses the picture and he immediately speeds up. And after that, he finally has a chance to talk with Persia again. But Char blows the whistle again and is like, I want to eat deer, so catch one for me.
6 hours later.
It's now nighttime as he is trying to talk with Persia again. But Char blows the whistle for the 3rd time. And she's like, oops, didn't need you for anything, but I felt like calling you because I wanted to see my lapdog's face. So not only did she make him grind his ass off for nothing, since she doesn't mention anything about the deer that he was supposed to catch, but she then also wasted more of his time for no real reason. So the next day, Inuzuka's torment continues as she makes him put her shoes on, makes him feed her, and makes him get his ass beat. She also just dunks both Scott and the basketball. Like bro, if I was Scott, I would never play basketball ever again after that. She did him dirty cause like she already destroyed this man emotionally with the whole your existence is boring thing. Now bro got destroyed physically. This girl is a straight menace. Later on, she sits on Inuzuka again, which is already disrespectful. But to top it all off, she's sipping her tea while being like, "Hurry up now, lapdog, I'm gonna be late for dinner." Her weakness does get found out later though, and Inuzuka is free again. But it does not change the fact that she went above and beyond to absolutely humiliate Inuzuka, and she succeeded. Now this one was crazy because Magase completely broke the protagonist mentally and emotionally. First off, you have her casually dealing with this team like it's nothing. I mean, Zen had a plan, and a team of 23 people to help him with said plan. But none of that mattered, because Magase was already one step ahead of him. First he loses contact with 5 of the root guards. Then Shinobu, who is a good friend of Zen, gets killed by Magase simply whispering in his ear. Before he goes to the Shadow Realm, bro straight up is like, "Nah Zen, you need to run away my boy, forget all of that justice shit. I'm not trying to see you in the Shadow Realm as well." And then after that he dies. So Zen tries to regroup with this team, but he finds that several of them are either dead or wounded, all because of Magase. And it gets even worse, cause Sekuro, who is Zen's assistant, gets kidnapped by Magase. Now I'm not gonna lie, I thought Sekuro was Magase at first, but man was I wrong. So the next day Zen gets a message from Sekuro's phone, which has a link. Once he types it in, he sees Magase.
Magase!
And then he sees that Sekuro is also there and is strapped to a table. And it pretty much goes from 0 to 100 after that. So Magase starts giving this speech about good and evil and marks parts of Sekuro's body. And Zen's just looking at the screen like, nah, she's just rambling. But then he realizes what's going on and bro is like,
Hold up. Wait a minute.
so Magase hacks off one of Sekuro's limbs while still continuing her speech. And Zen of course is freaking out, telling her to stop. So Magase hacks off another limb and is like, "We're the same, you should definitely think about it." Bro is on his knees, clutching the screen, and she's still telling him to think about why she's doing things like this. He then hacks off yet another limb and is like, "Why is it bad to kill someone? Why is it good to let people live? Think about it, Zen. What is bad?" Zen starts crying because bro is tired of her speech. Not gonna lie, Magase and Omni-Man would make a great couple. Once more, Magase hacks off another limb, and Zen finally breaks. Bro is like, "I'll think about it. Please stop." But Magase is like, "You'll understand for sure." And then she decapitates Sekuro. So yeah, first his good friend, then his team, and now his assistant, all dead because of Magase. Bro, Zen is gonna need a lot of therapy. So after Ishtar kidnapped Belle and tried to use him against Freya while also trying to dethrone her, Freya decided to take matters into her own hands. She along with her familia pull up and proceed to body Ishtar's familia.
Be gone, fuck!
Freya herself decides to confront Ishtar alone. As Ishtar is trying to dip, Freya appears. And she's like, "I have come to end you." So Ishtar's like, "Nah, jump her." But Freya charms both of them thanks to her double Rinnegan eyes. So Ishtar's like, "Damn, she really charmed my children?" And she starts begging.
Why do you have so much power?
But Freya's like, "Nah, you're not getting away with trying to touch my man like that." Ishtar panics and starts running. And Freya's looking at her like, "You can run, but you can't hide." Ishtar reaches a dead end. And Freya's like, "It's been fun, but it's over now." So Ishtar tries distracting Freya so her man can sneak up on her. But Freya's got Madara's reflexes and charms him as well.
Gotcha, bitch!
So Ishtar gets pissed and she's like, "Nah, your beauty can't be more powerful than mine. What's the difference between you and me?" And Freya's like, "It's obviously Riz. You had to work your mediocre ass off just to end up with minor Riz. I, on the other hand, had Riz since the day I was born." Freya then finishes her in one of the most disrespectful ways possible. Freya literally bitch slaps her all the way back to heaven. And I'm not gonna lie, this has to be one of the best bitch slaps in anime. But yeah, the fact that Freya could have done anything, like a kick, a punch, or just pushed her, but specifically decided to slap her is just wild. As I said before, this is exactly why you do not mess with yanderes. But man, this was so much worse in my opinion, because of the straight humiliation, whereas with Sato it was just more scary. Like nah, imagine getting sent to heaven because you got slapped. But that's about it. So, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe as it really does help the channel, and I'll see you guys next time.